I have a permission of a family member that's moving. It would have been my wife's brother-in-law's father and mother's house. And I did one of the rental properties down the street. And now I'm doing their main house. It's a double lot. As you can see, there used to be an old driveway here that came up and went right on the side of that house. And there used to be a house here. You can still see some of the basement pit, and then it drops off in the back there. It's hard to explain here. When they knocked houses down in the city, and actually this is a Rondequoit, they did things a little bit differently. They would just knock the house down, take some of the foundation, put just a minimum of fill in there, and that was it. It'll be interesting to see what's in there. I don't have much time to metal detect today. I have to pick my daughter up from school, so I'm going to be using the 12 or the 11-inch coil versus the 6, which normally I would use the 6 on a piece of property like this. We'll see what we can get, and maybe I can come back if I run out of time. So this house was built around 1910, 1920. It's in a Rondequoit, right in the edge of Rochester, which is pretty much Rochester. It's part of the city, basically. The way it sits now, it's not like the good old days where it was kind of like the suburbs. But anyhow, let's see what's here. Alright, the first interesting target of the day. I already cleaned it off. It's a 1953. Whoops. A little dirty here. 1953 wheat penny. It's 32 degrees out. It's been snowing on and off. I'm gonna see if you can see that. See them big old puffy clouds. Look how fast they're moving. Just look at the corner of the house and then watch them clouds just go through there fast. But I did the front of the yard already. I came across a lot of modern coins. No relics, but I wouldn't have any of my kids playing in the front yard here. The good stuff is going to be in the back. I'm actually at where the house was knocked down years and years ago. That's where I got the 53. I'm still going. It's cold. It's so cold I finally had to wear gloves and a special arm sleeve, keep the wind off of it. Because to put your arm into that thing with a jacket on, it's too hard. And this is actually my first time wearing a jacket this season, so it's cold out. For me to wear a jacket and a hoodie at the same time, it's definitely cold. Let me get at it. Oh, and by the way, that front yard has so much crap in it, I'm gonna have to use the 6. There's no way the 11's gonna pick anything up in there. I did hear some squeaks coming through, something, you know, high toning, but you can't pinpoint it. The coil's too big, so definitely going to have to hit it with the 6. Next target, I believe, is another wheat penny. I haven't cleaned it off yet. Let me see. It's got an interesting look to it. Very flat, kind of worn. I believe it says 1914. That's nice. That's early. I like that. She's got a weird look to her, though. Whoops, a little off camera here. 1914. I don't know how well you can see. Let me tell you, it's cold out here. Cold and windy. I think that's a 1914. It's definitely 191. That other number looks a little weird. Anyhow, she's an oldie. There might be more in there. It was ringing like it was large, whatever it was, or that penny. So I'll be back. All right, I went through this whole yard fairly quickly. It is loaded with crap, and if you see how this looks, see this house here, the house sat here, and they're all pretty much the same all the way down the street. They all have the kick out porch basically, and then the yards go whoop, right down. Besides this one here, look how high that is. And when I go in the backyard, and hopefully I find something so I can turn the camera back on, you're going to notice how high the ground is compared to the house on the other side, this side here, and then in the back. There's probably 6, 7, 8 foot of fill. Me finding anything old back there of, you know, like when this house was built, is slim. Might be able to pull something out there in this area, but you know, this house has been knocked down, and then they filled the basement in a little bit, and then boot, it goes down there. So there's a lot of nails, a lot of junk. Since it's a little early still, I put the 6-inch on, and I'm going to see what I can get with the 6-inch, because I can't get nothing with the 11. I couldn't even find a quarter in this lawn, and that's very rare. I mean, look, double wide, come on, not 1/4. Pulling up some dimes and pennies, but that's about it. No matchbox car, which is extremely strange for this house, because I know this family here had 3 or 4 kids, I think, maybe 5, and they didn't drop a matchbox car. Come on. So I'm gonna go through it again with the 6, which I should have done in the first place, but you know, I'm low on time. It's 11:45. I still got about 3 hours left, a little less. Let me see what the 6 will give me. Since I put on the 6, I have found a few more pennies, a couple dimes. Still no quarters. Not that I'm really looking for them, but here's a period piece. This is pretty old. It's got the color. I'm not sure what it went to. It's round. It almost looks like it might have went to a lock, but I'm not quite sure. It's in front of the house that, it's in the property, frontage of the property of the house that got knocked down. There's no hallmark on this or nothing, so that's about it. That's old, but I'll keep still working. Still got a couple hours left, and I'll hit the front there. That front there was full of nails, little tiny nails. This type of nails they use on plaster. I think they call it lath for the plaster back in the days when they used to do that. So they must have done some work in the house and ripped bags across the lawn and just dropped nails everywhere. I did find some ash in this property where the house must have burnt down or something like that, because I don't think they would throw ash in the front of their property. But let me keep going, take a look. I'm in the front yard. That front yard of where the house was knocked down yielded nothing. So I'm coming through here, finding more clad, and I pull up another wheat penny. This one here is a 1918, I think. It's a 1910 or 1918. My eyes aren't bad, but it's just these coins are just so dirty. But another cool save. Let me keep hunting. I just dug this weird looking thing up. I thought maybe it was a washer, but I don't think so. It's definitely steel. It has a little piece that's lifting up there like they would, I think it was a charm or something, but, and it was deep too. So anything in this front yard deep is old, like them wheat pennies that were coming up. They were all pretty deep, and this is in that era. It's interesting. It was ringing up like a 1819. I was almost not going to dig it because I thought it was a pull tab, but I don't know. I'll be able to probably clean it up a little bit better when I get home, or is she pretty crusty? We'll see. Now, I normally don't show quarters, but I was digging right underneath this window, and there's like a let me turn this thing off. There's like a board right here. Let's see it lifted up. Maybe it's cement, I don't know. I ain't gonna mess with it. I ended up getting a 65 quarter. It looks like it was dropped yesterday. Look at that. Isn't that black or nothing? That side's getting a little rough. 1 year away. Can you believe that? Gotta be some silver here. I'm just doing this little strip right here. Goes right to the fence there. I don't look like there's any fill here. Look how high this driveway is built up. That's crazy. I'd hate to live here. This would suck. But anyhow, me keep digging. I did the whole front yard here. Now I'm working the front yard of where the house has been taken down. Most likely I can go through where the house sat fairly quickly, so there won't be anything really there. But next thing of the day is a key. I don't think it's very old, but it's weird looking. Never seen it with the hole off to the side like that, but that's it so far. Worst comes to worst, if I have to go pick up my daughter pretty soon, I've got a couple city houses I can do. Inner city houses. Maybe go back to the big lot. There's always relics to pull out there, and I've already got the 6 on, so I've been working that place with the 6 lately and pulling up some cool stuff, so I could always add this video to that and do a wrap up. But I still got a lot more to do with the 6. The 6 slows me down, so let me see if I can pull anything else out. Do a little bit of the front, work my way around this tree, coming through here, and I pull up another wheat penny. Don't know the year yet. Hopefully I'm not cursed by the 40s. And I had to say something. 1944. Whoops. 1944 wheat. Can't really see the back too well. It's kind of crusty. Still working the front of the house that's missing, and pull up another wheat penny. I'll clean it right now and figure out what year it is. It's a 1937. That's pretty good. At least it's not in the 40s. I don't like wheat pennies from the 40s, but 30s I'll take. On to the next hole. Next relative, still in the front yard. Look at a little tiny nozzle on this thing. It's old brass shut-off valve of some sort. I'm not sure if that's for water or gas. I like that little top on there. It's pretty cool. Normally they're pretty big, but that's a dainty one. Nothing real special, but it'll go in the junk pile, that's for sure. I pulled up another wheat penny. I dug a hole over here. That was a modern day penny. So I don't know if these wheat pennies are coming from this era of the house that was here, or what's going on. There's definitely a lot of wheat pennies in this general area. This is a 1942. Now there's 40s. She's drying up quick. But that seems to be the only coin to be getting out of here that are semi-old wheat pennies. That's it. Got a couple wheat pennies that were close to Indians, but then my phone goes, so I'll be right back. Well, I'm in the backyard of the main house, and you can see the drop-off, how they built all this up. You can see about a 4-foot drop-off over there, about 3 here. We get up in the middle, about maybe 6 foot of fill. And some of the properties have done the same thing. That's the reason why I can't find nothing old in this property. I didn't even find a Matchbox car, just some pennies, a bunch of dimes, lots of dimes. That's it for this yard. I've got a few extra minutes. I'm going to run down the street and hit the other house that I hit a while back ago that got a lot of reviews on it. I pulled up a Barber, Mercury, some key tags, a bunch of Matchbox cars. There was a bunch of stuff there. I think I even found an old balloon tire gauge there. So I'm going to go there with the 6 and see what I can pull out there. I've only got a little bit time left, and then I'll probably add some footage of another piece of property I've been working on, the big lot. Probably add some footage of the big lot and see what I can make of the day. I'll be back. I have about 45 minutes left before I gotta go. And I ended up getting a matchbox. Finally I got a toy. It looks like some kind of weird cop car foreign or something. I don't know, I'll clean it up later. It's got some big wheels on there. But anyone who's watched any of the previous videos probably remember this house. This is where I found a lot of good stuff. I'm using the 6 right now. I'm going to hit this cavity where this house used to sit. I doubt I'm going to find very much. It looks extremely strange. Like, I know all this over here, I found Indians in there and some real old coins, so that's not fill, and the coins weren't all that deep. Then it drops down and then picks back up to this house. So why did this do this? This couldn't have been a house that went all the way back. I would think it would have stopped similar to these two houses. So somewhere like right here it would have stopped, and then it would have been back here. But if you notice, there's a basketball back there. I can see a fence pipe there. That's gonna not be very nice. Maybe the guy that owned this took the soil out of there and brought it down the street to his house. Nah, I don't know, that sounds kind of crazy. Nevertheless, I'll scan it, see what I can find, but I only got a few minutes left, so I gotta stop talking. Alright, I got something now. I don't know if it's good or not. Right next to the Matchbox car, which I think was, I don't know where it was. I got something weird. What is it? What is it? She's old. Oh boy. I swear I see something, but it's so so crusty. She's dented too. I'll try to do a little cleanup, little brush on her, and I'll be right back. I recognize the coin. It's a large cent, and the face is going to the left. They, I think, would be right here. I just want to interrupt real quick. I was completely wrong about this being a large cent. It's much different. I've never found this coin before, so stay tuned towards the end there, and I'll have it all cleaned up and describe what it is. It's definitely for me type of a one of a lifetime type of find, even though that the coin is almost completely roached out. It's almost unrecognizable, but I was able to find a few wording on there and where the imprint of the date is, and I was much surprised. And it's kind of weird. It almost goes with the very last find of the metal that I found. Stay tuned for that. And as you can see, there is snow on the ground. So I'm on my next adventure right now. I'm running around through the fields and the woods, picking up some more interesting things. So this will be a later on video, but get ready. Snow's here. I'm going to clean it when I get home. I'll put this in the pouch, and I'll figure it out. But that's awesome. I did not expect that here. Did not expect that at all. Especially in this pit, because I think this is where the basement would be. I am getting other signals next to this thing, so let's hope this keeps it up. It's really cool. But when I get home, I'll clean it up and we'll figure it out. Awesome. I literally found a large cent there, or there, and then the matchbox over there, and I'm picking up another matchbox car. Look at the big old blower on this thing. That's an awesome car. That is awesome. There's a lot of garbage in here. I'm pulling up all sorts of nastiness. But another matchbox. I love that. Alright, I'll be back. A little further down, I got a Trans Am. Another matchbox. Pretty cool. I just dug this up. I believe it's a lipstick tube made by Hollywood. That's probably like the 50s maybe. Kind of interesting. Alright, I worked my way to the front, and I didn't do that middle part. There used to be a radio tower there. Didn't last very long. It was like 100-foot tall. Guy put it up without a permit and made him instantly take it down. But anyhow, I did back and forth, finding old relic-y stuff. And I mean, I got more to do here. I can actually get through this with the 6-inch. You just got to go slow, that's all. I didn't do up in that area. I'll come back. This is going to be my last haul. This is my last find I'll show you for today, and then I'll come back and finish the rest. But I ended up pulling this up. No idea what it is. I'm going to clean it up with the toothbrush real quick, and then come back to it. It looks like a fish. I don't know. Alright, I did some brushing to it, but it still has me stumped. I have no idea even which way to hold this. There's some writing here. It says what? STVRV? That can't be right. Let's see. It almost looks like a butt cheek of a man with his leg, and then his upper back, arm cut off and head cut off. I don't know. This is weird. It's got some kind of reeded edge. I don't know if this came from a tin. It looks like it might have had lead in the back, but it could be because the soil has a little bit of ash in it. But I'm going to wash this up and clean it up. I ain't going to the city. I think I found enough cool stuff here, and we'll end it here. Yeah, we'll end it here. I'll do the wrap up, and I gotta go pick up my daughter. So, and it's cold out too. It's been snowing on and off. It's not sticking, it's just almost immediately melting as soon as it hits the ground. But it's a cold one out, and I will be back to this property to clean the rest of it up. Got to hit it with the 6 and pull all those tough finds out. Alright, I'll be back with the wrap up. The wrap up today's video, I got $1.70 and a half, and I'll explain later about the half. A 1918, a 37, the 42 I have cleaning right now, a 44, and a 53. The 42 is a 42D, and I've never found a D version before, so giving it cleaning, and I'll be putting my book of Wheat Penny collection. 3 Matchbox cars, a Hollywood lipstick tube that probably came from the 40s or 50s, unknown, a key. This is an unknown also. I thought maybe, I don't know, could have been a part of a charmed. There's this piece here, and you can see there's a circle, and this is made out of like I believe a brass or a copper. It's not steel. You can see like a little bit of a green hue. I thought maybe it was an electrician box knockout. I don't know. There's like a little bit of a reeded part over here. You normally wouldn't see that. If I find a good way of cleaning this where I can knock the rust off and maybe find something underneath, I will, and show you guys later. But until now, I have like probably 5 something similar to this that I have no clue what it is. I really need some kind of cleaning method to just to figure out what it is. Then there's this. This is an interesting piece. This is a metal, no, STVDV, Medal of the Arts. And it was some school that was in France, and then when you graduated, they give you this type of a medal. The other side would have been a face, like a coin, like an older coin of some sort. And if you notice, see this line underneath? And this is interesting that this was in this guy's lawn, and this coin right here, and it's got the same type of line underneath. Remember when I thought it was a large cent? It kind of looks like a large cent, but it's not. Very similar, and the date's very similar too. The date on this is 1768. this was plated silver at one time, but I don't think this metal came from 1768. I'm not exactly sure, but when I read about this metal, it's kind of confusing exactly when it was given to somebody or whatever. So nevertheless, it's interesting piece, and it's definitely old. If you look at that, the green to it and everything, I cleaned this up. You remember what it looked like. See, I didn't clean this side, and you can see the many years of tarnish and dirt in the ground trying to eat it. All right. So now we come to this coin here, where I thought it was a large cent. It's the right size, just about, kinda. You know, if it was really beat. I couldn't find the year down here where a large cent normally would have. So I started looking at some lettering that I could recognize on there, and I seen that, and it kind of spelled like George. So now I knew it wasn't a large cent. It wouldn't be American money at all. So I get out my coin book and I started looking, and there was some that were kind of similar, but I noticed how the S ends right at the forehead. So there was only one other coin like this. So the next thing was to flip it on the other side to see if the year was on it. So I flipped it right over, and it shows a line going straight across, and the year would be underneath. It's real hard to tell on here, but under a loop you can see 1744, which is amazing because that's an old 1744 Great Britain George II halfpenny Hibernia. That's a great coin. You can't see a lot of detail on it. It's rough, real rough, but that's an amazing find. And it doesn't make sense, really, this thing being found there not far from this. I would say maybe 30 feet. This one has a date of 1768, and this one's 1744. I also was wrong on the age of the house. I thought it was around 1880s, 1890s. The house was actually built in the early 1800s. It was owned by a very wealthy butcher. You'll end up seeing pictures of the house now and before, and another picture of the house. It's off to the right. You can only see a little bit of it, but you can see down the street and just see the difference of what Culver Road looks like then versus now. It was like one of the only houses around for about almost a quarter mile. It's an amazing find, and that will look real nice behind glass. Alright, if you guys like, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next week. Thank you.